Shalom, 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 shalom. I like to first and foremost start off by giving infinite praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. I like to say shalom, Wa'ashem, Yikabad, Gad, Walla Rakab, Zaquayim, now Wa'ashalayakim, now, which of course means double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom, Barakim, Labakayim, Shah Yasha Allah, which is peace and blessings unto the elect. I'm the brother Dawud Da, back with another short lesson through the spirit and power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And as you can see on the screen, this is a quick little article from CNN.com, CNN News. We know there's certain fluff news out there, so of course, like the apostles always say, chew the meat, spit out the bones. But as you can see, the headline, it says North Korea sends 1,500 troops to aid war in Ukraine. All right, South Korea's spy agency says. Okay, so it's basically looking like things are intensifying between Russia and Ukraine, and the reason why this is a big deal, of course, because it relates to prophecy. All right, like the scriptures talk about, which I'm going to get into. Ezekiel 39th chapter talks about the Lord putting the hooks back into the jaws. All right, meaning that the Lord is going to pretty much make them more aggressive, because at one point at the end of the Cold War, there was somewhat of peace between Babylon, aka United States, and Russia, all right, which was the Soviet Union at the time. All right, but now you're starting to see things intensify, a lot of proxy wars going on, okay, because really the two major factors, or the two big players in all of this, is Babylon, all right, aka United States of America, and Russia, okay? Because what's going on right now is Ukraine is being heavily aided, all right, by America, all right, and essentially, it's like America is involved, all right? That's what they call a proxy war. But nonetheless, I'm gonna read some of this article, and I'm gonna grab a couple precepts, and we're gonna close out. This is, again, from CNN.com, all right? And it says, North Korea has shipped 1,500 soldiers to Russia for training, South Korea's spy agency said on Friday, describing the move as the first step in the secretive state's military involvement in Moscow's war against Ukraine. It says the Herman nation transported special forces fighters on 7 Russian ships earlier in October. South Korea's National Intelligence Service, NIS, said in a press release on Friday. Those units have previously been personally inspected by North Korea leader Kim Jong-un, the agency added. The large Russian transport aircraft have also been frequently traveling between Vladivostok and Pyongyang, it said. Okay, so there's been a lot of traveling of aircrafts between the capital of North Korea and the capital of Russia. It says the revelations follow repeated warnings from Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky that growing alliance between Russia and North Korea has resulted in North Korean troops joining the war. It says from the intelligence I have, this is a quote from the Ukrainian president. They're preparing 10,000 soldiers, different soldiers, land forces, technical personnel. All right, Zelensky told reporters at a NATO summit in Brussels on Thursday. And really, the whole reason for this war, all right, the whole reason, if you don't know why all of this is going down, honestly, is because of Babylon. It's because of the United States, all right? Long ago, I believe after the Cold War, there was a agreement made between Russia and the United States that none of the surrounding countries of Russia will become part of NATO. And the reason for that is because obviously they don't want them to be in a compromisable position. Okay, because if these nations become a part of NATO, then America can set up embassies there, set up missiles there, and Russia could be in a very vulnerable position. You see, So Ukraine, which is right next to Russia, decided that it wanted to join NATO. All right, and it started these alliances with America and so on and so forth. And Russia wasn't having it. And so that's what basically started the whole war. All right, because they're trying to protect themselves and not put themselves in a compromising position. That's basically the long and short of it. And so now you got all this going on to the point where now you have North Korea that's secretly getting involved. All right, and I've also heard of rumors that there's a new Axis alliance between Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran. Okay, so these are major, major things that are taking place. And of course, we understand that this is all happening according to prophecy. All right, the words of the scriptures, all right, the scriptures don't change. All right, the world changes according to the words that are actually written in the scriptures. So that's why we're starting to see these things intensifying. All right, but nothing is deviating from what the Heavenly Father said was going to happen in the first place. Okay. So there's a little bit more in this. I'm gonna read maybe like one or couple more phrases, and then we're gonna grab some precepts. It says, from the intelligence I have, they're preparing 10,000 soldiers, different soldiers, land forces, technical personnel. Zelensky told reporters at a NATO summit in Brussels on Thursday. We know about 10,000 soldiers of North Korea are preparing to start fighting against us. This is an urgent thing. I spoke about it with the United States. I spoke about it with all leaders. All right. And basically, what they're trying to do is, I actually read the article already, but what they're trying to do is, actually, I'll skip down to it. Okay, let me skip down just a little bit. It says South Korea media reported that North Korea will send a total of 12,000 troops, although this figure was not included in the NIS statement. It said the intervention could mark the first time North Korea has participated in a major way in an international war. The state has one of the largest militaries in the world with 1.2 million soldiers, but those troops lack combat experience. The NIS statement on Friday said that troops had been shipped to areas deep in Russia's far east, near its borders with secretive nations, all right, and are expected to be deployed to the front lines once their adaptation training is completed. It said it added that soldiers were supplied with Russian military uniforms and Russian-made weapons, and they were issued forged identification documents of Siberian residents with similar appearances to North Koreans, likely to disguise themselves as Russian soldiers to conceal their involvement on the battlefield. So this is what's going on, all right? Like the scriptures say, we're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. So some of these things are going to be fluff, and some of these things are actually going to be taking place. Nonetheless, it's all happening according to the word. So let me go ahead and jump and grab that same precept that I just quoted. This is St. Matthew's chapter 24, and I'm going to start at just get straight to the point. Verse 6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. All right, see, all hell is not breaking loose right now. Okay? For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, it's not exactly right now. Okay, things have to intensify on a higher scale, which it's getting there. Okay? Verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All right? And these are the things that we hear about, man. We hear about, different farms being lit on fire, a lot of animals dying, okay? And it makes you think, what are we eating? All right, a lot of, what Americans are eating are basically genetically modified or genetically engineered foods. Now I'm hearing that, I heard there was an article that came out that they're actually taking the protein out of feces, man, out of human feces, okay, to create synthetic steak. All right, you got AI beef, you got literally AI generated machines that are creating 3D beef. All right, that they're selling to people in the markets, man. This stuff is cancer causing. All right, it's a no-brainer why you shouldn't eat it. Okay. But continuing on, it says, all these are the beginning of sorrow. So we're starting to see these things, man. All right, we see the beginning of sorrows. We're seeing all of these things happen collectively throughout the world. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and they shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right, so we know that this is going to be some of our, some brothers are going to have the fate of being a martyr, all right, which is an honorable thing. Okay. Nonetheless, the point being is that what? We're going to hear wars and rumors of wars. This is exactly what we're hearing about right now. Jeremiah chapter 4, and I'm going to jump down to the point in verse 19. My bowels, I am pained at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace, because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. Okay. And the alarm of war is being rung. All right. It's already been rung. There's already war going on, and we know that it's only going to intensify, all right, and basically spiral into an all-out third world international war, all right, with America fully involved. Because remember, you got various, what all of these countries have in common, all right, these countries that are forming an alliance: China, Iran, Russia, and North Korea. What they all have in common is that they have an enemy, and all of their enemies are being backed by America. All right, with China, that'll be Taiwan. With Russia, that'll be Ukraine. With North Korea, that'll be South Korea. All right, and then with Iran, that'll be Israel. Okay, so America is backing all of these places, all right, that are enemies, all right, with these major countries, man. Okay, so we're gonna see this thing intensified to a point of no return. Continuing on, it says, destruction upon destruction is cried, for the whole land is spoiled. Suddenly are my tents spoiled, and my curtains in a moment. Okay, so that's the point of that. The sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. All right, the other scripture that I had quoted earlier, this is Ezekiel chapter 39. I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, son of man, prophesy against Gog, or a bit Salakia. Let me start. I think it's actually 38, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Yeah, this is the point that I want to get is in verse 4. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. It says, this is another message that came to me from the Lord. Son of man, turn and face Gog, the land of Magog, which is representative of Russia, the prince who rules over the nations. This is actually the NLT version, Salakia. Who rules over the nation of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Give him the message from the sovereign Lord. Gog, I am your enemy. All right, so the Lord is the enemy of these countries, namely, all right, Russia. Okay, that is talking about in particular. All right, Babylon, that's all throughout the scriptures. It talks about that in Isaiah. It talks about the destruction of Babylon in Isaiah. It talks about it in Jeremiah and Revelation, in the book of 2nd Esdras. All right, it's all throughout the scriptures. Okay, so the Lord is all of their enemy. All right. Verse 4, it says, I will turn you around and put hooks in your jaws to lead you out with your whole army, your horses and charioteers in full armor, and a great horde armed with shield and swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya will join you too with all their weapons. Okay, so these are all of the places. Persia, which is modern day, I believe Persia is modern day Iran, if I'm not mistaken. It says we'll join them. Okay, and it says Ethiopia and Libya with them too, with their weapons too. Okay, so this is what we're starting to see. We're starting to see, all right, these countries join an alliance, all right, and unify against their common enemy, which is Babylon the Great, man. Okay, and this right here is just proof of that. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakadash. Until next time, I like to say, hey, Shalom.